Did you know? Brackeen versus Holland is a federal court case that threatened the Indian Child Welfare Act. The Indian Child Welfare Act is a 1978 Indian federal law which was passed to prevent the systematic removal of Native children from their communities. To do this, Native families have preferred status when adopting a child who is registered as a tribal citizen. However, if there was no one to adopt the child, people outside of the tribe could adopt them. In Brackeen versus Holland, the Brackeens argued that the Indian Child Welfare Act was an unnecessary law. Quote, his ethnicity, a native child that the Brackeens tried and eventually adopted, and the laws of, at one time meant to protect, but likely antiquated at this point, will likely prevent us from adopting him. We won't get our hopes up. Although the Brackeens claim that they can't adopt him because of his race, it's only because he was a member of a tribe that they were last in line to adopt him. The denial of the necessity of the Indian Child Welfare Act exists as a component of genocide. Gregory Stanton states that in a genocide, the perpetrators of genocide try to cover up the evidence, and the leaders of the genocide continue to deny the crimes. Stanton asserts that the best response to denial is punishment by an international tribunal or national courts. There the evidence can be heard, and the perpetrators punished. Though the Brackeens may be aiding in this aspect of genocide, it is likely that they do not have the lived experiences to recognize that the Indian Child Welfare Act is still needed and required. The approach of confronting denial where it exists relates to Brayboy's fourth tenet of tribal critical race theory. Indigenous peoples have a desire to obtain and forge tribal sovereignty and self-identification. Due to the work of those involved in the case, the Supreme Court decided that the Indian Child Welfare Act was constitutional. This means that those involved in the case had carved out and fought for their own tribal sovereignty. But